Rattle beams in the danger zone. There's a rumbling growing down below, down below. Rumbling growing down below, down below. There's a big dark town. It's a place I found. There's a world going on underground. They're alive, they're awake, while the rest of the world is asleep. Below the mine shaft roads, it will all unfold. There's a world going on underground. All the roots hang down, swing from town to town, all running around under the chute. All the trucks unload beyond the gopher holes. There's a world going on underground. Long and long, they're alone, they're alone. Long and long, long and long, long and long. Long and long, they're alone, they're alone. All the roots hang down, swing from town to town, all running around under the chute. All the trucks unload beyond the gopher holes. There's a world going on underground. All the roots hang down, swing from town to town, all running around under the chutes. All the trucks unload beyond the gopher holes. There's a world going on underground. There's a world going on underground. Well, with buckshot eyes and a purple heart, I rolled down the national stroll. And with a big fat paycheck strapped to my hip sack and a shorty lead, Granddaddy's wristwatch underneath my sleeve, in a Hong Kong drizzle on sleazy Cuban heels, I sailed down the gutter to the blood bank, and I'd left all my papers on the Ticonderoga, and I was in bad need of a shave. And so I slopped at the corner on cold chow mein and shot billiards with a dwarf until the rain stopped. And I bought a long sleeve shirt with horses on the front, and some gum and a lighter and a knife and a new deck of cards with girls on the back. And I sat down and wrote a letter to my wife, and I said, baby, I'm so far away from home, and I miss my baby so, I can't make it by myself. I love you so, just pacing myself, trying to make it all last, pumping all the life out of a lousy 2-day past. And I had a cold one at the Dragon with some Filipino floor show, and talked baseball with a lieutenant over a Singapore sling. Tell me how this black drunk moon over this Chinatown fair could look down on Illinois and find you there. And you know I love you, baby, surely, surely. And I'm so far away from home. Dave the butcher, Dave the butcher, Dave the butcher. Dave the butcher, Dave the butcher, Dave the butcher. Oh, my only true love. Oh, she's all that I think of. Well, if you just look here in my wallet, that's hey. She grew up on a farm. There's a place on my arm where I've written her name next to mine. You see, I just can't live without her. I said I just can't live without that girl, and I'm her only boy. Her only boy. And she grew up outside McHenry in Johnsburg. Yeah. She's my only true love. She's all that I think of. Well, if you just look here in my wallet, that's Anne. She grew up on a farm. There's a place on my arm where I've written her name next to mine. You see, I just can't live without her. I said I just can't live without that girl. And I'm her only boy. And she grew up outside McHenry in Johnsburg. She's my only true love. Whoa, she's all that I think of. Oh, yeah, you're she's my only true love.
I plugged 16 shells from a 30-06, and the black crow snuck through a hole in the sky. So I spent all my buttons on an old pack mule, and I made me a ladder from a pawn shop marimba, and I leaned it up against a dandelion tree. And I filled me a satchel full of old pig corn, and I beat me a billy from an old French horn. And I kicked that mule to the top of the tree, and I blew me a hole about the size of a kick drum, and I cut me a switch from a long branch elbow. I'm gonna whittle you into kindling the black crow 16 shells from a 30-06. Whittle you into kindling black crow 16 shells from a 30-06. Well, I slept in the holler of a dry creek bed, and I tore out the buckets from a red Corvette. Tore out the buckets buckets from a red Corvette. Lionel and Dave and the butcher made 3. You got to meet me by the knuckles of the skinny bone tree. I'm gonna whittle you into kindling, Black Crow 16 shells from a 30-06. Whittle you into kindling, Black Crow 16 shells from a 30-06. Now I hold him prisoner in a Washburn jail.
Oh, that's strapped on the back of my old kick mule. I bang on the strings just to make him fucking mad. I strum it loud to rattle his cage. Strum it loud just to rattle his cage.
I'm gonna whittle you into kindling, Black Crow 16 shells from a 30-06. Whittle you into kindling, Black Crow 16 shells from a 30-06.
Krill, it's hotter and blazes, and all the long faces. There'll be no oasis for a dry local grazer. There'll be no refreshment for a thirsty jackaroo. From Copiague to Amityville on the Overlander, with newfangled buffet cars and faster locomotives, the train stopped and serviced and less often. There's nothing sadder than a town with no cheer. Pick Rail decided the canteen was no longer necessary there. No spirits, no bilge wetter, and 80 dry locals, and the high noon sun beats 104. There's a chicken head trapped in a closed down hole stroll. This tiny Victorian rhubarb kept the watering hole open for 65 years. Now it's boiling in a miserable March 21st. Wrap the hills in a blanket of Patterson's curse. The train smokes down his xylophone. There'll be no stopping here. All you can be is thirsty in a town with no cheer. No bourbon, no branch water, though the townspeople here. For her, Vic Rail decreed tooth and nail. Now it's boiling in a miserable March 21st. Wrap the hills in a blanket of Patterson's curse. And Mike White is gay so. The train smokes down his xylophone. There'll be no stopping here. All you can be is thirsty in a town with no cheer.
Well, the eggs chase the bacon round the frying pan, and the whining dog pigeons by the steeple bell rope, and the dogs tip the garbage pails over last
last night, and there's always Mike White's strange late night construction work bothering you. In the neighborhood, in the neighborhood, in the neighborhood. Well, Friday's a funeral and Saturday's a bride, and Lee's got a pistol on the register side, and the goddamn delivery trucks, they make too much noise, and we don't get our butter delivered no more, 'cause Mike White's mouth is a filthy whore in the neighborhood, in the neighborhood, in the neighborhood. Well, Big Mambo's kicking his old greyhound, and Richie Red Robe can't get ice cream 'cause he burned Market down. And the newspaper sleeping bags blow down the lane, and that goddamn flatbed's got me pinned in again. In the neighborhood, in the neighborhood, in the neighborhood. There's a couple Filipino girls giggling by the church, and the window is busted, and yards full of dead birds, and Butch joined the Navy, yeah, that's where he's been. And Levine's jackhammers digging up the sidewalks again. He's still dancing at the junkyard, screaming hot south, big motherfucker, hot, hot soup. In the neighborhood, in the neighborhood, in the
Just another sucker on the vine. 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 Just another sucker on the vine.
Well, Frank settled down in the valley, and he hung his wife on a nail that he drove through his wife's forehead. He sold used office furniture out there on San Fernando Road, and assumed a 30,000 loan at 15%, and put a down payment on a little 2-bedroom place. His neighbor Teddy has a pocket full of O-tag documents the size of a billboard, yard full of whacked out birds, full of sawed-off nail holes.
Teddy was baffled
a beautiful, baffled man. His wife was a spent piece of used jet trash. Made good Bloody Marys, kept her mouth shut most of the time. Had a little chihuahua named Carlos that had some kind of skin disease and was totally blind. They had a thoroughly modern kitchen, self-cleaning oven, the whole bit. Frank drove a little sedan. They were so happy. One night Frank was on his way home from work, driving Jeff's Escort that was formerly stuck up a tree. What the fuck? Stopped at the liquor store, picked up a couple Mickey's Big Mouths, drank 'em in the car on his way to the Shell station. He got a gallon of gas in a can, drove home, doused everything in the house, torched it, parked it, crouched across the street, laughing, watching it burn all of Halloween. Orange and chimney red. Then Frank put on a top 40 station, got on the Hollywood freeway, headed north. Never could stand that dog.
Well, sir, George came home from the war with a party in his head and modified Brewham Deville and a pair of legs that opened up like butterfly wings, and a mad dog that wouldn't sit still. He went and took up with a Salvation Army band girl who played dirty water on a swordfish trombone. He went to sleep at the bottom of 10 Killer Lake, and he said, gee, but it's great to be home. Well, Dan came home from the war with a party in his head and an idea for a fireworks display. And he knew that his script would be butchered with a stainless steel machete by his creep son and his scumbag buddy Jeff. They lubed up with a steak and a case and a half of Valentine's each day. And Dan holed up in room above a Jerry's kitchen, crying nothing but Hollywood tears. And he put a spell on some poor little Crutchfield girl and stayed like that for 27 years. Grandma said, since you're such a great writer, take down this phone number, Big Shot. Well, he packed up all his expectations. He lit out for California with a fly swatter banjo on his knee, with Lucky Tiger in his angel hair and Benzedrine for getting there. They found him in a eucalyptus tree. Lieutenant got him a canary bird and skanked her head with every word, and Chesterfield moonbeams in a song, and
he got 20 years for loving her from some Oklahoma governor. Said everything this doughboy does is wrong. Now some say he's doing the obituary mambo, and some say he's hanging on the wall. Perhaps this yarn's the only thing that holds this man together. Some say he was never here at all. Some say they saw old Dan the Creek down in Birmingham, sleeping in a boxcar going by. And if you think that you can tell a bigger tale, I swear to God you'd have to tell a lie. God Lex is a bird brain.
He went down, 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 and the devil called him by name. He went down, 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 hanging on to the back of a train. Lee went on down, 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 oh yes he did. He went down, 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 this boy went solid down. Always chewed tobacco and the bathtub gin. Never drank Boraxo and the bathtub gin. He went down, down, down. This boy went solid down. He went down. Well, he went down, 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 and the devil jumped on his head. He went down, 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 staying in a broken down shed. He went down, 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 sleeping in the devil's bed. He went down, down, never listened to the words I said. He went down. Well, he went down, 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 and the devil said, where you been? He went down, 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 down. He's screaming down around the bend. Down, 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 this boy went solid down. He was always cheating, and he always told lies. Mike was always creeping, and he always made him cry. He went down, down, down. This boy went solid down. He went down. Davenports and kettle drums and swallowtail coats, tablecloths and patent leather shoes, bathing suits and bowling balls, rolling down Christina street to street, smashing into a passing car. Back into the closet with a spent ball and clarinets and rings, and all this radio really needs is a fuse, a tinker, a tailor, a soldier's things, his rifle, his boots full of rock. And this one is for bravery of Ken Wiley's broke beard piece, the kind of hair tufts seen only on an AIDS cadaver.
and this one is for me. And everything's $1 in this box. Cufflinks and hubcaps, trophies and paperbacks, and tour footage, and Britney, not a girl, and not yet a woman, and Lee getting piped out in his dreams, all made possible by bumping the desk and clinking dozens of empty bottlenecks. It's good transportation, but the brakes aren't so hot. Necktie and boxing glove. This jackknife is rusted. You can pound that dent out on the hood. A tinker, a tailor, a soldier's things, his rifle, his boots full of rocks. Oh, and this one is for bravery, and this one is for me, and everything's $1 in this box. Tinker, a tailor, a soldier's things, his rifle, his boots full of rocks. Oh, and this one is for bravery, and this one is for me, and everything's $1 in this box.
I got a belly full of you and that life and worth stuff. Now I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna get tough. You've been lying to me.
Wait, did I just say that, or did I think that?
Did they hear me?
Did they hear me? How could you crawl so low with some gin-soaked boy that you don't know? I come home last night full of fifth of old crow. You said you'd go to your mom's, but where the hell did you go? You went and slipped out nights you didn't think that I'd know. Climbed up Lee's roof and set up shop on the awning. Share me back down the tree over to Nicole's house to mule kick her back door.
Come for a ride.
God damn it! The car roared off with new blood, with some gin-soaked boys that you don't know. Well, I would bet you as far as Oklahoma by now. The dogs are barking out back, and you're knitting your brow. Well, I'm on your tail. I sussed your M.O. from some gin-soaked boy that you don't know. Bet you as far as Oklahoma by now. The dogs are barking out back, and you're knitting your brow. Well, I'm on your tail. I sussed your M.O. from some gin-soaked boy that you don't know.
flares, I pulled on Trouble's brace, and I hid in the briars out by the quick mud. You old mud duck! Staying away from the main roads, passing out wolf tickets downwind from the bloodhounds. And I pulled on Trouble's braids on a waitress from Canterbury Ales, with a school bus with a windshield full of literature so thick you couldn't see the road outside. And I lay by a cypress as quiet as a stone till the bleeding stopped. I blew the weather vane off some old roadhouse. I built a fire in the skeleton backseat of an old Tucker, and I pulled on Trouble's braids. I spanked cold red mud, you old mud duck, where the hornets stung deep, and I tossed in the ditch in a restless sleep. And I pulled on Trouble's braids on some clam-uppet toads in New Haven, roared through 2 bouncers while Jeff threw 20s in the air and barked, "He's okay, he's just drunk." I hung my rain-soaked jacket on some old barbed wire, poured cold rusty water on a miserable fire. When we saw other women, immediately jettisoned the bronze we came to see. I pulled on Trouble's braids. The creek was swollen by daybreak, and I could just barely see. And I floated downstream on an old dead tree, back watching Emily with hot dollars, and I pulled on Trouble's braids. I pulled on Trouble's braids. I pulled on Trouble's braids. I pulled on Trouble's braids.
Rainbirds, rainbirds,
Rainbirds, rainbirds, rainbirds.